Welcome to Hoda's Career Chat. For those of you joining me for the first time, welcome, and I hope you will enjoy what Hoda's Career Chat has to offer. I am a career management professional, and what I do is I work with my clients to help them move forward and narrow down their options in their careers and or education. Many of my clients have mentioned that I should probably share with you that what you see here on Hoda's Career Chat is different than when you sign up for it on Eventbrite and attend the event live. It is definitely more interactive, as my aim is, of course, to hear questions and respond to them, but also to build on that together. So the sessions, the Hoda's Career Chat live sessions, are definitely more interactive, more conversational. What I do is what I typically will today respond and say, well, reflect on this, on that. Then you as an attendee would be responding, well, I did this and how do you recommend them move forward with that? So sign up for the event on Eventbrite, and definitely the session is more interactive. As usual, I'd like to start by telling you a little bit of questions that have come up. And one of them is, what do you mean I have to reflect on my knowledge? Sometimes when my young clients or busy clients, they say, well, I don't have time to reflect on my knowledge. And I understand that. We're all busy and we are all trying to catch up with life. But it is really important to do that. And you can do it in your everyday life as you're washing the dishes, as you're doing gardening, or as you are going out for a walk, is reflecting on your knowledge. What I need you to remember, and what is really important, and my clients a lot of time are saying, okay, I don't know, everybody knows how to cook dinner. Why should I be sharing cooking dinner? But I do have a passion for it and I want to work in that field. And so, yes, a lot of people will know what you know, but your experiences and your knowledge outside of that basic knowledge, cooking dinner, is what makes you unique. So whatever knowledge you have is definitely valuable. So you need to reflect on it and spend some time trying to figure out what it is that you know, and well, can it be useful in the real world out there? So it is very valuable. Your knowledge is unique to you. Again, based on your previous experiences, based on your background, so whether you went to university or not, what you did when you were in high school, what you worked on for the past 10 years will make your knowledge unique to you. While I may know how to cook burgers, you may have added some new sauces and new flavors to it that will make me interested in hearing how you cook your burgers. So your knowledge is unique to you. You have taken the time to experiment. Definitely move forward and use that knowledge. But you're only going to know that you know this if you sit down and reflect on it and say, yes, I have created these sauces. I think I can do something with that. Again, your knowledge is a powerful resource. And I'll give you an example, a very simple one, not really related to getting a job, but if, let's say you know how to change a flat tire. I don't know how to change a flat tire. I'm always calling my husband or calling AMA to come and help me. If you know how to change a flat tire and I'm stuck on the highway and you stop and you help me to change the tire, this is how you can see you have a powerful resource that you can use, because what you know how to do, many people don't know how to do. And that changing the tire is something you would do out of goodwill on a highway, but think about it. That's something to reflect on as you're walking, as you're doing your walks, or as you're cleaning up the house, or doing the mundane things that you typically do that don't need a lot of thinking, but we are doing them anyway. For me, it's washing dishes. This is when I get inspired by a lot of things, to just stop washing dishes, go write it down, and then come back. So when you reflect on your knowledge is inside your brain, and it is an internal brain skill. So you think of it as an internal brain skill this is amazing because no one knows what's really inside your brain, and the knowledge that you have developed, no one can take it away from you. But you can write it down, record it somehow, figure it out, and use it. So that's what I mean by reflecting on your knowledge. And that's why I would like you to encourage you to do that on a daily basis if you can, but at least once a week. Once you figure out this knowledge, you will figure out how to leverage this, either to create your own small business or to go get a job that you can use this knowledge. If you really, really want to go back to the basic, you can use this knowledge to write a very well-written resume that reflects who you are and helps you move forward. So once you write it down, or for those of you who don't write things down, you can record them on your phone. Most phones nowadays have an app where you can record your thoughts. When you sit down later on and listen to these thoughts, you will be amazed at what you can accomplish and what you can do with the knowledge that you possess. So that's my tidbit for today, and that's for me responding to previous questions from previous episodes. For now, I want to move on to your questions. I just want to mention again that these questions are questions asked by attendees, and I accumulate them and then I record them. So during the live sessions, what we do is very interactive, there's lots of back and forth where you can say, well, you said that, can you build on that? Or here's where I am, can you help me build further on where we are at right now? So I want to remind you that when you send questions or when you attend the live event is please type your questions and make them as clear as you can to you so that I can answer them in the right way and target what you are looking for. But remember, there are no right or wrong questions. If I don't understand them, I will get back to you and say, can you please clarify? And this typically happens during our live discussions. And no question is too silly for you to contemplate and share. So please share it, because no question is too silly for me to contemplate and respond to. Believe me, if it's on your mind, it's on someone else's mind as well. My promise to you is that if I don't know the answer, I will let you know. And I do that sometimes on the live calls, and I say, can I send you an email with more details on this? And I'll do my research. I love to do that because I love talking about anything careers, and because at the end of the day, I'm educating myself as well as supporting you in your career search. So let's take a look at your questions. What kind of jobs can I get with a Master of Biomedical Sciences? So this was one of the questions that I would not have had ready answers for. And while we brainstormed together with the attendee on what he was already exploring, and we built on that, I was able to find a website that was able to support me and give me more answers. So a Master of Biomedical Sciences has a lot of opportunities that you can do for research, and you can also get into medicine. So one of them that I thought was a cool job that would result from Master of Biomedical Sciences that I wouldn't have thought of was the crime scene investigator. So this type of experience is needed for crime scene investigators. Also for a dental therapist. So definitely can incorporate it into medicine. Another one that I thought was cool and would be a great opportunity if you're interested in environmental and climate change issues is getting into environmental engineering. So that's the type of jobs that a Master of Biomedical Sciences can get. And these examples that I provided for you, they go beyond the typical thoughts where when you get a master's, you're going to get into research, you're going to get into academic research, and that is, for some people, feels very limiting. But the opportunities with a Master's of Biomedical Sciences abound, and anywhere from research scientist in academic to research scientist in medical all the way to what I thought was called the crime scene investigator. So the reason I really want to highlight this question is because when you get a master's degree, or particularly these days, or a bachelor degree, don't allow yourself to be limited by its title. Broaden your horizons and think more about it. And you will find that there are a lot of opportunities that go beyond research, if that is not what you're targeting. And if it is what you're targeting, then you're definitely going down the right and correct path. I have a lot of resources on my website, rightcareerfit.com, that are free from the US, UK, and Canada, that you can go. I've collected the data that you can go and use them to learn more about the different degrees and what kind of jobs that are related to it. So check it out. Right, moving on to the next question. Is job hunting pointless during COVID-19? I do not believe that job hunting is ever pointless. Job hunting is always important, regardless of where you're at. If you are happy where you are at, job hunting is ideal for you to assess your value in the market. You will know whether you are getting the right perks, right amount of money, and the right benefits. So definitely job hunting is never out of fashion for me. Job hunting, if you do not have a job, is a priority. And during COVID-19, I don't see why you should not be job hunting, because there are jobs out there. Companies are posting jobs. These jobs, though, might be a little bit different than what you are used to. And this is where the challenge comes, in that you need to be, again, we go back to that our earlier question, to look beyond what is obvious and explore what opportunities we have with the experiences we already have developed. New job titles are arising, mostly virtual, I have to admit. But if you have the skills that would target these jobs, then you should be able to find a job. Job hunting, also when you are working but are not happy at work, is not a bad thing, because then you can compare if you figure out why you're not happy at work right now, you can do job hunting, see what other opportunities are available and compare them. Do I like what I have better, or are there outside opportunities that I might enjoy more and I might want to explore? So job hunting is never pointless. Why are remote work opportunities in demand right now? This is a good question, and yes, they are in high demand. And because employers are looking at the many applicants who are out there, and when they have transferred their resources online, they can now be more picky, in that you do not have to live in San Francisco for them to hire you if they are based in San Francisco, let's say. You do not have to live in Rome if they're based in Rome and you are required to do a virtual job. So they could be in Rome and they could hire someone from Canada, because that person from Canada had the right qualifications and targeted their resume towards what they're looking for. And so that's why there are more remote work opportunities. Sometimes, and for some employers, and it's their benefits, right, to explore. Now that they can do that, is to explore what applicants are out there. So if I were in Canada and go now apply to an opportunity in Rome, and they like what they see in the resume, why wouldn't they explore it if they know that I won't be coming to an office one day, if all my job is going to be virtual? So that was a good question. That really reflects our days today with the pandemic and everybody working from home. How much value does an online internship hold in the eyes of employers? You would be surprised that employers nowadays are more understanding that if you did spend an internship this current summer, and it was online, they will be considering it as good value because they understand that that was the ideal situation for you to build new skills. They probably have taken out their internships because of COVID, and they were not able to be creative enough to keep them going during COVID this summer. And so definitely they would appreciate that you worked extra hard to get that opportunity. And that shows that you were driven. And of course, you were lucky in this time and age of pandemic. Few opportunities in the pandemic. But it will show them that you were creative and that you pushed hard and that you got the opportunity. It was very competitive in June to get an opportunity for the summer. Things are loosening up a little bit, and you should be able to find opportunities for the month of August, particularly in Canada and North America in general. And I know Europe have been opened up with a lot of opportunities. But yeah, they will value it equally as if you had done an opportunity in person. Never underestimate the skills that you develop in an online opportunity. You are working as hard as you would be in a real-time opportunity. So put your best foot forward and use those skills, put them on your resume to apply for your next job. It will be appreciated by the right employer who is looking for it. And that is, of course, important to keep in mind as you apply to different opportunities, in that you need to target your resume to the job description. And then do the necessary networking that is required, and move forward with applying and hopefully getting in interviews. I am trying to network during this pandemic, but most meetups in my area have been canceled. What are some ideas you have that I can continue to network? Yes, networking in person is definitely important. And normally, this is the type of networking I would recommend for you to really give a better impression of who you are, share your personality, and meet in person. So nowadays, most meetups are canceled, and you cannot really necessarily reach out for someone for a coffee chat in person, depending on the area you live in. So what I have been recommending to my clients to do is to network online. There are a lot of online coffee chats happening, so this is not outside the norm. And the best app to find like-minded professionals who may be able to help you to land your next job is LinkedIn. I find it the best one for not only getting opportunities for my business, but also for networking and learning from other professionals in my field, and also for finding opportunities for my clients. So get active on LinkedIn. Now, for those of you who do not like to post on LinkedIn, that's okay. All you need to do is get a nice profile going. A profile that looks like a well-prepared resume. So definitely a nice photo, nice description of you, and a nice description about you. If you don't post, that means you just have to increase the networking yourself. So in your job search, what are the top 6 companies that you would like to work for? That would be one example to do it. Seek out people who work in these top 6 companies, do some research on them, learn a lot more about what they do, and try to figure out what position would work for you within these 6 companies. Once you figure that out, then you can go to the right person in the right department and reach out to them. Reaching out would be reaching out for a connection and a coffee chat explaining your situation. So a short message and just saying, I would like to connect for a coffee chat as I am interested in an opportunity in your in the company you work for. And some clients will say, have already done that, they don't respond. And yes, there will be many who won't respond, but there are a lot of people out there who are willing to help out and who do love to provide this coffee chat mentorship. You would be surprised. I mean, if they are on LinkedIn, their purpose is to be social, professionally, and some will not hesitate to reach back to you and say, of course, let's chat, schedule that 1 hour opportunity. So that's one way you can network online. And another way to network online, and some clients have done it also on Facebook, is to join groups. And I'll give you my example just from personal, professional example, is I join groups that have to do with careers. Any career group I join, and this way I can network with people within my field, learn from them, and then they reach out to me and we refer each other, we support each other, mentoring, and everything to grow our small businesses. And it would be the same for you, depending on your type of business that you are involved in, the type of job you're looking for. I, for example, created my own group when I started. I called it Career Literacy Awareness. I do believe in the importance of career literacy. This is why I offer these career chats. And so I did that, a group online, and now it is on LinkedIn, and we chat and share very important information and share feedback and share opinion. So this is another way. So 2 ways you can network instead of those, unfortunately, this unavailable meetups anymore. One way is to reach out to professionals who work in the field you want to be working in. And 2 is to join groups, comment on within these groups, and reach out to people within these groups. Particularly people who join groups will typically be willing to help you and support you in moving forward in your work. As usual, I like to leave you with a quotation. This quotation, I call it the weekly reflection, because I want you to take it home and, again, as you're washing the dishes or going for a walk, to think about this quote and help yourself move forward in your life, in your career, and your education. Knowledge is very powerful. So one quotation by Dr. Jane Carter: what is knowledge if you do not use it? Think about it. Really, we know a lot of stuff. Do we keep them stored in our brain and stay in receptive mode? Or do we take that knowledge out of our brain and go ahead and use it and benefit from it? By benefiting from it, not only we may benefit financially and growth, but also we will benefit really psychologically, because we feel good about sharing that knowledge that we know. And particularly when we see people appreciate that knowledge and we get feedback with that they think very highly of it. This is a very exciting moment when you get that type of feedback. So reflect on your knowledge and then reflect on how you can use your knowledge. If you have any questions or comments about knowledge use, feel free to send me a message and let me know what your questions are. I want to thank you so much for attending this session, and I look forward to seeing you next week. But please free in the meantime to message me on rightcareerfit.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, SoundCloud, and most recently I have created a Facebook page, Right Career Fit. Check it out and let me know what you think of it. And until next time, keep reflecting on your knowledge, and I'll see you next week.